The eastern spinebill inhabits shrubs in open eucalypt forests, as well as shrubland, heathland and suburban gardens. They use their long, slender, decurved bills to probe deep into flowers, at all levels from the canopy down to the undergrowth, to feed on the sweet nectar. His melodious call is heard in all eastern Australia. It has a semicircular ear patch, pale yellow in colour. The name of this bird commemorates the Australian artist John Lewin. Many of his illustrations were of native Australian birds on native Australian plants. Though not a large honeyeater, the white-plumed honeyeater is a particularly aggressive bird. They defend their territories quite fiercely, sometimes cooperating in groups, to mob interlopers much larger than themselves to drive them away. The smallest of the miners, aggressive, territorial like others, can be found on the Great Dividing Range down to Melbourne. The noisy miner is a native Australian honeyeater, often mistaken for the common myna, an invasive species. The noisy miners also breeds in colonies, and several broods may be reared in one season. The dedication of the mob to parenting is so strong that normally most of the chicks succeed. We call them the breeding machine. The call of this bird is like no other we've heard before. It invaded suburbs when native blossom plants were planted, replacing the exotic imported ones in the 70s. Large, grey-brown, streaked honeyeater with small pink flaps of facial skin, wattles, and a bright yellow lower belly. Has a wide variety of loud, harsh vocalizations, many of which are familiar noises across southern Australia. A very energetic bird, hard to stay for long on a perch. They get their name from the first name given to Australia, New Holland. It inhabits the southern half of the country. Has some resemblance with the white-cheeked, sometimes confused with it. Big bird, unmistakable by its blue face. Aggressive and territorial, pugnacious. Many time live in groups and can stand against the mob of noisy miner, who chase any bird out of its territory by default. A conspicuous honeyeater always heard, before seen, on the canopy of flowering trees, especially eucalyptus and bottle brush. The smallest of the friarbirds with a characteristic call, very different to the others, the facial blue skin under the eye that widens over the cheek is one of its main features. mostly heard than seen, due to its totally camouflaged green plumage. The unusual feature of this call is that it is often performed by two birds calling in unison, with one bird contributing the first part of the call and another giving the second part.